Here in Scotland, spring has finally arrived. Snowdrops in bloom and daffodils will soon follow. In the shadow of a hill known as East Lomond lies the beautiful village of Falkland. Dating back to the 1300s, the royal palace and gardens were a favourite place that enchanted Mary Queen of Scots. Welcome back to James Parker Sculpture. I'm James and I have my very own garden to build as a backdrop to my exhibition at the world-renowned Chelsea Flower Show in May. When it comes to exhibiting my work, as many of you may know if you've had to exhibit your own work in the past, it really is very important to pull out all the stops to make it look as good as it possibly can. After all, that's your shop window. By building a garden around about my sculptures, it really helps prospective clients visualise my work in a garden setting, which is really important. If you're a regular viewer of this channel, you'll know that I've been very busy throughout the winter working on a variety of sculptures, and many of these have been in preparation for Chelsea in May. If you enjoy seeing sculptures being made, which is what most of my videos are about, please subscribe to this channel. If you enjoy this video, then like it and go back and watch some of those builds. You'll get a much better feel for what I really do. Designing and building my stand is a huge amount of work. And rather than just throwing last year's stand away, I'd rather salvage as much as possible, so that's the first job, and see how much of it can be reused on this year's design. As anyone that's exhibited at Chelsea Flower Show will know, the application process really is quite rigorous. It started 6 months ago, and now that I finally know exactly what space I've been allocated, I can sit down and make any final adjustments. These stands were from previous years, and what I do now is I have a think to myself which parts of these exhibits I really liked and want to keep, and which parts I really didn't like quite so much and think I could improve upon. One thing I feel really has let me down in previous years is the fact that I don't have any shelter on my stands. So the focus of this video is going to be to sketch out my ideas and then go to the workshop and do my best to build what I've sketched out. I'm going to do quite a few of these sort of road to Chelsea videos as I get on with the build of my stand, packing things away and finishing off a few sculptures that I'm still working on. So I'm going to get on and sketch that and then I'll head to the workshop. Right, so hopefully that gives you some idea of what I'm trying to build. So these sidewalls, as you can see, are just cut away to create two nice arcs, and this will be a cantilever structure. So now I'm going to head to the workshop and tidy up the rest of the old stand and get on with building this shelter. Right, so now that I've cleaned up most of these panels, what I'm going to do is I'm going to physically erect a couple of the panels in the back corner here. So this will basically be like the back left hand side of my stand. I know that these panels are obviously different, but it doesn't matter. I just want to get an idea of the space, and I'm going to make the front wall and side wall of my shelter. I'm going to cut those arcs out and put them up and see whether that's going to be enough space and what the design's going to look like. I'm much better when I physically can see something. It'll just settle my mind rather than arrive down at Chelsea and it not be right and not be able to do anything about it. Let's take no chances, and I'll get on with that and hopefully it'll work out. So in order to mark a line out so that I can cut it with a jigsaw, what I've done is I've got this piece of plywood, put it down at one end, and then the other end I've only just put the screw just so that it's slightly protruding at the other side, and that way when I spin it around it'll leave a mark without making a complete mess of the plywood. It'll leave a nice mark and I can follow that with a jigsaw. At this point I have to be a little bit careful because what's happening, just as I imagined it would, is that the wood's so heavy that as I'm cutting it's starting to sag down the way, and then the blade can get nipped just because of the weight on it. So what I'm going to do is put a strap of wood across there and screw it down just to hold it up. Well, I think that looks pretty good for the first one. So my idea is I'll have another one similar to this, the same curve here. So what I'm going to do is go ahead, cut that, put it up, and then check to see what space I've got inside here, but it's looking pretty good just now. What do you think then? I think that looks quite good. What will happen is this won't actually be as high as this when it's on the stand. This will be the height of my back wall. This still has to have a roof put on it yet, so what I'll do is I'll probably cut down the bottom a little bit and bring the roof over the top, and then there'll be a piece of wood comes along here so that this is just a half circle. You don't have this angle going back up to it, and I think that'll look really good. Possibly have a table inside with a sculpture on it, and then this is really framing it as well. I've obviously got a lot of work still to do, so I'll give you an update soon. I hope you guys enjoy your week, whatever you're up to, and no doubt I'll be back soon to show you what else I've been up to. I really appreciate everyone's support. I hope you all have a fantastic week, wherever you are.